Hi guys, it's Miss Page, and we're going to do pages 49 and 50 of student activities. This is student activity category 2 for TEK 7.1E, and all we got is front and back of 2 pages. So we are going to do this pretty quickly, hopefully. Okay, problem 1. You have $50 to take some of your friends to the movies. The tickets cost $6.50 each. And it wants us to write an inequality that can be used to find the number of tickets that you can buy and spend $9 at the concession stand with the $50. So, it wants us to model the inequality. How about we're just going to write the inequality, because I don't know how to model that. So, $50. You know that's all you got, so you can't spend more than $50, so it has to be an amount that's less than $50. And it can be exactly $50 too. That's okay, but you can't spend more than $50. So $50 either has to be greater than that amount or equal to the amount. We know that we got to spend $9 at the concession stand. We got to have our Coke and our popcorn that cost $9 together. And then we have to add that to $6.50 per ticket. Now, how are we going to show per ticket? Times, yes, beautiful. So we're going to put times T. So $6.50 times the number of tickets plus $9 for our Coke and popcorn has to be less than or equal to $50. Okay? So, problem 2 says for us to solve that inequality that we wrote in problem 1 and tell how many tickets that we can buy. What kind of number does your answer need to be? So, can you get half of a ticket? No. Can you get a negative number of tickets?
No.
So what kind of number does this need to be?
Positive.
A positive number, yes. What about what set would it belong to?
Counting.
The counting numbers. Yes. Okay, so let's solve this. We're going to divide our 2 sides of the equation. And I'm going to start off by subtracting 9 from both sides. Subtract 9, subtract 9. And 50 minus 9 is 41. And then 9 minus 9 cancels each other out. And so we've got 6.5 T on this side. So to get the number of tickets by itself, how are we going to get rid of 6.5? Divide by 6.5. That's so awesome. Y'all are so smart. Okay, we divide both sides by 6.5, and the counting number that we get is going to be our answer. So 41 divided by 6.5. I got to bump the decimal over 1. Bump the decimal over 1. And let's see. 6 times 7 is 42, so that's going to be a little too much. So 6 times 6 is what we'll have to do. 6 times 5 is 30. Carrying my 3. 6 times 6 is 36, plus that 3 gives me 39. Okay? There are leftovers, but we're not going to add the decimal and 0 and stuff because we know that the counting number is going to be our answer. So we don't have to figure out 6 point however many tickets that we could get. We just know that we could only get 6 tickets. So how many tickets could you buy? 6 tickets. T equals 6 point blah 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 blah. We don't know what it is, but it doesn't matter what it is.
You can tell us what friends she had.
All right. So you can't get 6 people's worth of Coke and popcorn for $9. You can only get your own Coke and popcorn, but you can buy their tickets for 6 people. Well, actually 5 people and yourself. Yeah. All right, moving on. You have 24 inches of string to make a rectangle and you want the length to be 6 inches. Write an equation that can be used to find the width of the rectangle. So here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay, you know that you want the length to be 6. So that means that this is 6 and this is 6. And you know that you got 24 inches of string, so the perimeter of that is going to be 24. So, write an equation to find the width of the rectangle. How many of y'all know what the width is already? Don't everybody raise their hand at once. What is it? No. Okay, well, let's keep on moving. 2 times the 6 plus 2 times the width is equal to 24. That means when we write this equation, we could say 12 plus 2 widths equals 24. Okay? So we have our equation. The next one is to solve that equation and tell what kind of number the variable needs to be. Would it be okay for the width to be a decimal number? I think it could. Would it be all right for it to be 2.5, 3.5? The width of a rectangle, guys, would that be okay? Why not? It could be all right.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, there's not any reason why it couldn't be. It makes sense that these tickets, you can't have half of a ticket because you can't watch half the movie and then leave. That doesn't work. So, I need y'all to make sure that your Chromebooks are closed. Thank you. And when you're thinking about this type of number, as far as these measurements for a rectangle, sure, it can be a decimal number. So we're going to put that it's a rational number. But we're going to put one stipulation here, because if it's rational, can it be a negative number? Can you have a negative length? Does it make sense for me to say this is negative 7 inches? No, that doesn't make sense. So it needs to be a positive number. Okay? So we're going to say that it has to be a positive, rational number. Okay. The other thing it wants us to do in this question is to solve the equation. So I'm going to divide the two sides of the equation. Subtract 12 from the left side. Subtract 12 from the right side. 12 minus 12 cancels. And the 2w is the only thing that comes down. So 24 minus 12 gives me 12. Divide both sides by 2. And w equals, what's the width, guys? 6. Okay. So the width of the rectangle is 6 inches, just like the length was. So this is a special case of rectangle called a square. Yeah.
I was gonna say, if it's a rectangle, isn't like this longer?
All squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares.
I'm confused now. How are they all
Okay.
6? it's a
All of the
rectangle.
sides are 6. That means it's a special case of a rectangle called a square. Okay?
Then why didn't they just call it square in the first place?
Because they didn't want to give away that they already gave you the answer, that this is 6 and this is 6 and this is 6 and this is 6. Okay? So if you graph that on the number line, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And put a solid dot there. W equals 6. Okay? For page 50, problem 5, the table below shows the number of seconds that it takes to fill a gallon container with water from a hose. What's the constant of proportionality? So if you look at your math chart, it says the constant of proportionality is K is equal to Y values divided by X. And we know that this is X and this is Y. That's the order that it's always given to us. So if I divide this Y, 56, by this X, 8, what do I get? It's 56 divided by 8. 8 times what is 56? Yeah, so 7 is the answer. Boom, shalakalaka. Okay, another thing that it has on your math chart is the equation that represents, or doesn't represent the data in the table, but the equation that you write whenever you have the constant of proportionality. Y is equal to K times X. So, but this has an S here, so apparently they want us to write it with S and G instead of X and Y. So, S is equal to, or Y is equal to, 7, my constant of proportionality, times not X, but G. So S is equal to 7G, or Y is equal to 7X. So the number of seconds equals 7 gallons. So this unit rate would be 7 gallons per second. Let's see. Okay? The next one. 7th grade class is taking a field trip to the police station. The buses they will use carries 36 students or teachers. If Y represents the number of students and teachers going on the field trip, and X represents the number of buses used for the field trip, what equation represents the relationship between X and Y? So we know that we have 36 students and teachers per bus. Okay? And it says Y represents the number of student teachers going on the field trip. And X represents the number of buses used for the field trip. Okay. Let's see. What equation represents the relationship between X and Y? Y is equal to 36 times X. Okay. 36 is our constant of proportionality, and we're going to write it like this. So if we multiply 36 times the number of buses, that will give us the number of people that are going on the field trip, assuming that the buses are all full. All right. The next one tells us to explain how to solve the proportion. X 56, 8, 14. How do you solve that? It doesn't want us to solve it, it wants us to tell how to.
Cross multiply by 8.
Okay? Cross multiply. And divide by the lonely guy. That's right. Cross multiply and divide by the lonely guy. So when you cross multiply, you've got 8 times 14. And then in the other way, the lonely guy is this 56 right here. He's all by his lonesome. He has an X with him. Okay? So cross multiply, 8 times 14, divide by the lonely guy. The next one, the model below represents a division problem. The larger rectangle represents the whole. What division problem is represented? So how many parts are there to this? 6. And how many pieces is it divided into? 2. So that's a model of 6 divided by 2. Problem 9. Marcus rents an apartment for $825 a month plus a security deposit. He spent $5,300 for his apartment the first 6 months. How much was the security deposit? If he spends $825 a month for 6 months, how are we going to figure out how much that is? Multiply, that's right. Okay, so 825 times 6 is $4,950. Okay, he spent $5,300 in all, so how are we going to find his security deposit? Subtract it, right. So 5,300 minus 4,950 is equal to $350. Okay? That's how you and I would solve it, just without trying to work in algebra. But I think what they would like for you to do is be able to write this algebraically. So 825 times 6 plus X, the amount of the security deposit, equals $5,300. That's the equation that you would have to write and simplify to solve for X. And whenever you solve for X, this is what you would get. And then the next one, a dozen donuts cost $8.40. What's the unit price? What's the unit price, guys? The amount per, no, been a while since we looked at unit price. The amount per blank thing. 1. Thank you. The amount per one thing. Okay? The unit price, the amount for one thing. So if we have 12 donuts for $8.40, we want to know, oops, not dollars, because dollars goes down here, how much for one donut. Okay? That's the amount per one thing. 12 donuts are $8.40. One donut is how much? If I cross multiply and divide by the lonely guy, I just end up with $8.40 divided by 12. How many times does 12 go into 84? 7. So one donut equals 70 cents each. Okay? That's the unit price of the donut. You'll see, whenever it says unit price, we always identifying how much is the amount per one, whatever it's talking about. In this case, donuts. Right. There's that. There's this. Okay.
Anything else? I put that.
And we don't have another student activity until tomorrow. So that's it. Y'all have a great day, and this is the end of the video. And make sure and subscribe to my YouTube page. Yeah, right. I know, it's so much interesting. Bye, children.